Hey Bridge family, Miss Holly here. Thank you so much for allowing me to come into your home. I'm going to read a story to you, and it's a book that was actually given to me when I was a little girl. I was like 5 or 6 years old, and it's called Wally Gator. So we're going to read about Wally. Wally Gator has everything an alligator could wish for. He has his own cage in the city zoo. He has his own soft bed. He even has a heated swimming pool with a diving board. Wally even had his meals made for him and delivered 3 times a day. But Wally wasn't happy. Don't know why. Wally said, "I'm tired of city living. I'm tired of this old cage. I'm moving out of here." Wally opened his cage door and stepped out. Mr. Twiddle, the zookeeper, said, "Wally, this is your home. Where will you go?" Wally answered, "I'm going to find a new home in the country." Wally put his suitcase in the back of his car and said goodbye to Mr. Twiddle, and off he went. He encountered a lot of cars on the way. Honk, honk! Wally drove through the crowded city streets. He crossed a big steel bridge over a wide river. He drove through a long tunnel and along a winding road. Wally stopped to read a sign beside the road. The sign said, "Jellystone Park, home of Yogi Bear, 500 yards ahead." Wally said, "I know. I'll move in with my friend Yogi." How about that? Here's Yogi. Yogi saw Wally and cried out, "Wally Gator, what are you doing in Jellystone Park?" Wally replied, "I've come to the country to live with you." Yogi said, "Oh, good. You are just in time to help with the work." Wally replied, "Work?" He hadn't expected this. In the zoo, Wally never had to work, and he played a lot. Yogi said, "In Jellystone Park, everyone has a job to do. First, we'll put up these help prevent forest fire signs." Yogi piled the signs in Wally's arms. Wally groaned under the weight. Yogi and Wally put up 77 signs all around Jellystone Park. Wally sighed, "Phew, that was hard work." And he handed Yogi the last sign. Yogi replied, "We wouldn't have to work so hard if people would remember to be careful with fires." That's true. That is true. Wally said, "I'll just rest a while," and he sat down on a log. Yogi replied, "Not yet. We still have to cut down those trees." Yogi pointed to a group of tall pine trees. Wally took the axe and Yogi took the saw. Chop, chop, chop went Wally's axe. Whir, whir, whir went Yogi's saw. Yogi cried, "Timber!" as each tree crashed to the ground. Wally groaned, "Oh, my aching back." Poor Wally. Suddenly, Wally saw something that made his eyes light up. It was Jellystone Lake. Wally cried, "What a beautiful swimming pool. I'm going for a swim." Trying to stop Wally from jumping in, Yogi cried out, "No, Wally, no!" But it was too late. Splash! Wally dived into the lake, and he got a chilling surprise. The water was ice cold. Brrr! Wally's teeth were chattering as he scrambled ashore. Poor Wally, he was almost frozen. Yogi wrapped Wally in a warm blanket and said, "I tried to warn you. Are you all right?" Wally couldn't answer. He sat shivering and thinking of his own heated swimming pool back at the zoo. Soon Wally felt warm again, but now he was hungry and there was no one to bring him his dinner. Yogi said, "Just watch me, Wally. I'll show you how it's done." Some campers nearby were eating their dinner. Yogi went into his act. He stood on his head, he turned cartwheels and somersaults, and as a finale, Yogi stood on one hand and waved an American flag. The campers were delighted with Yogi's act. They tossed sandwiches and fruit and cakes and cookies to him. And Wally's thinking, "I could probably do that. That doesn't look so hard." Wally said, "That looks easy enough." He stood on his head, he turned cartwheels and somersaults, and he gave a big alligator smile. But the campers didn't throw food. They threw rocks and cans and sticks and stones. Wally cried out, "Ouch! Ow! Help!" As Wally ran to safety, he asked Yogi what went wrong. Yogi said, I guess they didn't expect to see an alligator outside the zoo. Never mind, you can have one of my sandwiches. But Wally couldn't eat. He longed for the delicious dinner Mr. Twiddle always served him at the zoo. At this point, Wally's pretty tired. By bedtime, Wally was very sleepy, but he couldn't go to sleep. Yogi's bed was too hard. Yogi's bed was too short. Wally tossed and turned and thought of his own soft bed at the zoo. Finally, Wally couldn't stand it any longer. Quietly, Wally climbed out of Yogi's hard bed. Quickly, he packed his suitcase in his car. He wrote a thank you letter to Yogi that said, Dear Yogi, thank you for everything, Wally. And swiftly, he drove out of Jellystone Park, back through the long tunnel and along the winding mountain road. Wally didn't stop until he was back at his own cage at the zoo. Mr. Twiddle said, Welcome home, Wally, but Wally didn't answer. He was already fast asleep in his own soft bed, dreaming that he had everything an alligator could ever wish for. And do you know what? He did. You know, sometimes we can feel like maybe we want something different. We want to be somewhere else. But Wally teaches us that we need to be happy with what we have and where we are and just content with what's going on. I pray that you all enjoyed this story. Thank you again for allowing me to come into your home. We love you, Bridge Kids. Miss you so much. Miss Holly signing off. Bye. Have a great day.